Episode 5A of the Corporate Douche Series, Surviving the Office Meeting. Brought to you by the Hasty Pudding Corporation and Clockwinder Productions. Clockwinder Productions. If we didn't know what we were talking about, would we be smoking pipes?
Step one, and perhaps the easiest of the steps, is the point. Pointing at the person making the statement, such as this. Seems easy, but you have to add on a head nod. A head nod, think of it as being a conductor of an orchestra. It goes up and down with the statement being made, emphasizing that you actually had the idea first and are just voicing it through the ventriloquist across the conference table. It goes something like this.
And if we streamline the change process, we'll get the firewall rules in twice as fast.
Practice this method and make it your friend. It's not important that you're a master, but you must be well acquainted with it before you move on to the next phase, and that is the verbal component. There will be people sitting around the table, important people, who can't be disturbed by such things as, well, meetings. And their noses right now are buried in their BlackBerries, reading the box scores. So what you need to do is draw their attention away from the distraction to you, showing them that it was actually you who had the idea first. We use the same techniques as before. The finger point, the nod, but we add a simple verbal component. The word exactly. Watch.
And if we streamline the change process, we'll get the firewall rules in twice as fast.
Exactly. Now these two tips alone can take you from a chair filler to a full-time meeting survivor. We can go one further. What you must do, you must be able to listen, but only to the last few words of the statement. Again, the most important gesture, the finger point. Point it at the person speaking. Again, head nodding like the conductor of an orchestra, getting more empathic as we reach the crescendo. Now listen for the last few words of the man's statement. As he says them, let him complete. Then you revisit that last phrase of your orchestra and you restate it again. Pay attention.
And if we streamline the change process, we'll get the firewall rules in twice as fast.
Exactly, twice as fast. There you go, budding office douche. I've given you the tools you need to know to survive and go upwards in the corporate world. But I'm going to give you one more, perhaps the most important. It's your equivalent to a ring of free action. It is your cell phone. Never give up your cell phone. If you go into a meeting room and someone says they're collecting cell phones, use the magic word. Production issues. Something like this. I'm sorry, I'm tracking production issues. No one in the corporate world wants to be the person to cause or escalate a corporate issue. You now can have your phone. Now, the use of the phone is thus. Someone's getting wise to you. Someone begins to ask questions that you can't deflect or answer because, quite frankly, you don't know a thing. All you do is this. The opening of the phone. I'll do that again. Sometimes it's best if you look disgusted even before you pick up the phone, like you're sitting. That look of anger and disgust is very important. You're saying that the entire corporation cannot run without you. This message is that important. You have to go fix it. And this will be your key that opens the door to the conference room. Dude, I got to take this. And you are home free. My suggestion is A, either come back at the very end of the meeting when they're concluding and throwing away the packets of PowerPoint presentations that were just produced for them and that they never even opened. Or don't come back at all, like a man of mystery, gone into the sunset of the corporate world. This has been the Clockwinder. with a few corporate survival tips for budding office stoozers. From Hell's Heart, I stab at thee.